Hey guys, this is Toli and welcome to the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. A game that I decided to play this evening with no announcements, really, other than 15 minutes ago in Discord. So we'll see who shows up for this one. It looks like we have Amorphous. Hey Amorphous. It is a nice Humble Bundle. Didn't even get to say it myself. So I picked up the Warlock from Firetop Mountain on Humble Bundle this week. Someone at work actually recommended it to me. Said, hey, Tolhi, I know the type of games that you like to play. This seems right up your alley. You should check this out. And the more he talked about it, the more I was like, this seems like a cool thing that you guys would probably enjoy watching, seeing as you guys really enjoy FTL and the such. So let's play the Warlock of Firetop Mountain and get into it, rather than just continue to talk. Greetings, player. Welcome to the world of Titan. In particular, the most notorious of all lands, Alansta. This is where we're gonna have fun because I can't pronounce things. All right, Alasea. I am Orina, the Keeper of Souls, your guide and your game master of sorts. Also, how is audio, by the way? Are we good? Are we good on voice? Are we good on? I don't know this is happening, but I should open. Okay. Audio seems fine, not overbearing. Good. Many adventurers have entered Firetop Mountain over the last 30 years or so. Ferocious readers have wandered the many passages, battling the monsters within and negotiating the many traps, only then to take on the might of Zaragor, the Warlock. With skill and stamina and luck, they have chosen their many paths and rolled their fate. Many of these brave young adventurers have perished in the darkness, and their souls, even now, lie unclaimed. You appear to be the next brave soul to take on the mountain and all it contains. To do this, you will need to choose an Alastrian hero to take into the mountain. Don't get too comfortable with your choice, however, as the ways are treacherous, and it is doubtful that you will survive. Only by bringing me the souls of the fallen may you be blessed with new heroes over time, each with their own quests within Zaragorn's domain. What choices! Look at all these dudes! Look, they're figurines. Isn't that cool? Look at all the figurines we can choose. Oh, we can't choose them. We can't choose the baker? Alright. Okay, if music gets 5% more epic, it'll have to go down. Pick the one with the easiest name to pronounce. Well, Alexander of Black Sand, Daconi Storm, Luca okay, no. Okay, so I think Alexandra of Black Sand seems like a pretty good choice. Alexandria of Black Sand is the warrior known as Alexandria of Black Sand is famed for her many adventures. Her name is known in many parts of Alastra. No matter where she is, Alexstrana has a knack for sniffing out trouble and gold. An experienced adventurer with deft sword arm, she senses dangerous situations before they happen and has built up a good reputation for completing quests quickly and diplomatically, reducing the need for unnecessary conflict. Educated, has a above average level of education. Lucky, fortune favors you often. I love luck. Luck is my favorite. All right, so we're gonna choose this character. How's chat? Chat could be in the corner more. Chat could be down here for the time being. We'll put you down there. All right, we have 0 souls. Take Alexandria of Black Sand into the mountain. This will erase any current progress of playthroughs, but this is my first playthrough, so let's see. You have chosen Alexandria of Black Sand, a wise choice for your first game, player. Before entering the mountain, I want you to visit the one-armed swordsmaster of Anvil, Lin Weitasi. He will teach you the basics of combat, which you need to know if your hero is to survive Zaragorn's domain. Let's learn to fight! During your adventure, you will encounter many different foes, magical and monstrous, brigands and beasts. There will be an assortment of creatures lurking within Firetop Mountain, eager to bring your adventure to a premature end. But let us learn to walk before we start running, shall we? Lin Wentasi wants to fight some Quintians, which will allow you to experience combat functions. Fight them! Alexandria? During combat, you choose to move or attack by selecting a space. Select move towards. Okay. After selecting your action, both your opponent will pay out their moves simultaneously. Move to the side to avoid the attack. Alright, move. Sometimes it's better to attack where the enemy is likely to move instead of where they are currently. Attack the space in front. If both you and your foe try to attack each other at the same time, you will clash. It is a test of who has greater skill, with the loser taking damage. Attack and clash. Dice rolls. I win. Your enemy will move and attack in somewhat predictable patterns. Pay attention to when they shake to indicate they will be attacking next round. Use your movement and attacks to defeat the Quintane. Are we doing this, Super Gamer Rob? Okay, we're doing this. All right, so we're gonna open this and pull it over here.
The following pronunciation is brought to you by pronouncenames.com.
Alexandra. All right. Use your movement and attacks to defeat the target dummy. All right. So attack. He moved. He shook, so he's gonna try and attack. So let's move here. Yeah. He didn't shake, so he's gonna move. So let's move here. Okay. He's shaking, so he's gonna attack. So let's move here. He's gonna probably attack there or move there. So we'll attack before. Okay. He shook. So let's just attack and see if we win the combat. The clash! We did not. Wait, we did. Oh, I think we had a 10 and he had a bottom one. So the number must be addition to our base stat. Ooh, fighting. Now we have to fight multiples. In addition to basic attacks, your hero has special attacks they can unleash. These powerful attacks can take several turns to recharge, so use them sparingly. Defeat the pair. All right. Well, I'm gonna move up to here. Ooh, that's a long attack. What if we didn't move? What if we chose to okay, we have to move apparently. Okay, you're gonna attack. So we're gonna move. He's gonna move away. Oh man, they're shifting all over the place. They're both attacking, so okay, okay, I think he's gonna move here, so we'll attack here. Good, solid. We did the thing. Now we're gonna attack here again because I think we'll win the clash. So he has a 10, we have a 2, so I guess this is plus, so that's like, yeah, those are some numbers. Also, we're gathering souls. He's moving away. Let's move here, and then let's try a piercing attack, which is range. Can we do? Okay, we can't do that for 4 turns. Move here. Try attacking here. He's probably going to move here, so we'll try attacking there. All right, triumph. All right. You lost no stamina and gained 3 souls. Sweet. Congratulations, you have passed the basic combat training. Just one more thing, player. While on your quest, keep an eye for wooden benches like this one. Rest here. Okay, cool. Oh, it got all full color. That's so nice. Using them will allow you to restore your stamina. If you run out of stamina, your adventure ends, so be sure to take a rest now and then. You'll also have some provisions, which you can use at any time, but they tend to work best when you are resting at a bench, so keep that in mind. You will receive 3 resurrection stones at the start of your quest. If your adventurer dies heroically, you can use one of the stones to bring them back to life. But be warned, though your hero will only appear at the last bench that you passed, be warned that your hero will only appear at the last bench you passed. You will lose any souls that absorb between the seat and the location of your death. This is where I leave you, player. It is time for you to begin your journey. Alright, traveling to Fire Mountain. That actually wasn't too bad of a tutorial. I was expecting that maybe to be a bit worse, and it was not. Alright. The villagers of Amble cheer with excitement as you begin your 2-day hike to Firetop Mountain. Cries of "Return to us safely, Alexandra." Nope, see, now we've lost it. Where'd the link go? The link's over here.
Time.
Well, that's an ad. So now we're listening to an ad. So I'm going to pause the ad, then we're going to skip that, and then we're going to skip past Alexandra. Alright, Alexandra, we're going to get it. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna catch it. We're gonna keep it. Alexandra. All right. Return to us safely, Alexandra, and may the luck of the gods be with you. Rang out. Your fame reaches even to the remote towns like Amble. Your mysterious patron, a sorcerer known to you only as Kith, wants to seek a massive ruby known as the Eye of the Cyclops and give it to as Zangor, the warlock who rules this mountain. You asked Kith about the significance of the ruby. The sorcerer only smiled and said, "You'll see." The citizens who live in the foothills of the mountain fear Zagor and have been very reluctant to tell you anything that may help you find him, fearing for their own safety. You have mixed feelings about the adventure ahead, and you hope that Kith's instructions are honorable and do not let the local people down. One thing is clear, though: you must deal with any ordinary wielder of magic. You must not deal with any ordinary wielder. You will not be dealing with any ordinary wielder of magic. You must be on your guard. It takes 2 days to reach the menacing-looking mountain with its sharp, rocky crags that jut out at the unnatural angles. At the top, you see the eerie red color, probably some savage vegetation, which has given the mountain its name. You appear at a cave, a known entrance used by local bands of orcs. Your hand grip the hilt of the longsword as you consider what dangers may lie ahead. Your adventure starts here. Peer into the gloom? You see dark, slimy walls with pools of water on the stone floor in front of you. The air is cold and dank. Hearing faint scurrying to the east, you light your lantern. With the smell of orc up your nose, I have a feeling... this is from the character's perspective. With the smell of orc up my nose, I have a feeling I'm going to meet some formidable foes. That ruby is in this mountain somewhere, so I'm going to have to ask politely, using my sword, of course. Step warily into the blackness. You stand in the darkness of the slime cave. Approach the fork ahead. Doop, doop, doop. After a few yards, you arrive at a junction. We can either turn west or turn east. Well, we see an orc friend here. Let's obviously greet him and say hello. A little way along the passage, you come to what is clearly a sentry post. You approach with caution and see an orc in leather armor asleep at his post. I hope all of Zaragor's minions are this lazy. This could be my quickest adventure yet. Carefully approach the sleeping orc. As he sleeps, it would be no trouble for you to wake him so you could get information. Ooh. Orc friends need hugs? I believe you are correct. Wake the orc and interrogate him. You prod the orc awake with the pommel of your sword. He leaps to his feet, flailing for his weapon, which you swiftly kick out of reach. I am Alex of Black Sand. I seek the eye of the Cyclops. The orc seems to recognize you, or at least he recognizes the sharp sword and heavy armor. He does not speak the trade tongue, but his struggling and sniveling makes it clear that you are not going to get any useful information out of him. You tie him up and gag him. Continue along the passage. The passage begins to widen until you enter a cave. However, blocking the cave's exit are two of the ugliest creatures you have ever seen. They have the proportions of dogs, but their hide is rough and scaly. Each beast is chained to the cave wall, secured to their thick brass collars. The two orc hounds begin to snarl and strain at their chains. They cannot reach you, but their chains are long enough that should you approach, you will not be able to escape their salivaling jaws. I've come across these poor creatures before on previous quests. Orcs generally don't treat them very well, which can make them quite vicious. You're going to have to deal with them quickly, one way or another, before they attract the attentions of an orc patrol, or maybe something even worse. Oh, there was a lot of chat that I just missed. I saw it fade. Instead of giving us nice expedition and comparative description that allows us to glean information that is appropriate to the perspective of information and perspective and information processing skills of our character. Like if an orc looks like it needs a hug, the repercussions of the said action. I guess rope counts as a hug. Slaving as in slavering. Slavering? Oh, slavering. Escape their slavering jaws. Interesting. Oh, okay. Distract them with food or draw your weapon and do what has to be done. We'll distract them with some food. The orc hounds wait expectantly. Remembering your education on the beasts of Titan, you think back to the notes on orc hounds. Although vicious, they are easily distracted as long as you have the right treat. Giant Andori meat. Andoran wolf meat. What do you offer the animal? We do not have the right type of meat. Well, we will throw them a portion. No, we will fight them instead. Drawing your weapon, you prepare to engage the orc hounds in combat. However, because they are chained to the wall, their movement will be limited. Cool. This is cool. I like this. Okay, these guys are going to move forward. So I'm going to move here. And then we're going to piercing strike this one. He's attacking in front of him, so we will do a... Oh, quick jab? Oh, I might be able to engage as part of my attack. We'll do piercing strike, though. Okay, he's now running. Quick jab. Oh, that worked. I don't know why that worked, but it just killed him instantly. Well, let's move to here. Okay, he's probably going to attack, so we're going to move to here. He's going to run, so we're going to attack. No, didn't get to attack first. So he's probably going to move to here, so we'll try attacking. He's attacking. Okay, so he's running. So we're going to move here. And then we're going to piercing strike, using range to our advantage. Then we're going to quick jab. Ooh, you are triumphant. Drawing your weapon and preparing to engage the orc hounds in combat. However, because they are chained to the wall, their movement is... Oh, that's what we read before. You defeat them! Leaving the cave as quickly as you can, you follow the new passage as it turns north. Rest here. How do we actually rest at this spot? Set against the wall is a wooden bench where you may rest. Player, I would strongly advise sitting on this bench. If you do not, Alex of Black Sand will not be able to resurrect at this location if you perish. Well then, we will sit at the bench. You sit down on the bench and rest for a moment. Your aching muscles ease and your tiredness wanes. It's good to take a break on your adventure. Plus 5 stam. Oh, we have 18 out of 18 stam though, so continue along the passage. Oh... I mean, why couldn't Alex be skipping through? That feels like a totally viable way of moving. To your left on the west face of the passage, there is a rough-cut wooden door. You listen at the door and can hear a rasping sound, which may be some sort of creature snoring. Open the door. The door opens to reveal a small, smelly room. In the center of the room is a rickety wooden table on which stands a lit candle. Underneath the table is a small wooden box. Judging by the remains of the dwarven architecture, this room has not changed much from its original purpose, sleeping quarters for the night watch. Providing that your educated guess is correct, you will see a green-skinned orc asleep. Proving your educated guess is correct, you see a green-skinned orc asleep on a straw mattress. I wonder what is in the wooden box. Try to steal the box without waking the orc. Treading softly, you easily extract the wooden box from under the table. Your luck holds as you easily break back out of the room without waking the orc. You leave the room and open the box in the passage. A hidden compartment has been knocked loose, revealing a cache of gold pieces. There is also a small mouse, which must have been the creature's pet. 4 gold pieces. You release the mouse, which scurries off down the passage. Continue onwards. Follow the passage. You arrive at another door. You listen at it, but hear nothing. Try to open. This animation is fantastic. I'm loving everything about this game. We could have like put it back and closed the door, I guess, but if we don't have that much choice, apparently. The door opens to reveal a small room with a stone floor and dirt walls. There is a stale smell in the air. In the center of the room is a makeshift wooden table on which is standing a lit candle. Under the table is a small box. In the far corner of the room is a straw mattress. Open the box. There are carved runes on the box. Due to your excellent education, you can roughly translate these into snake surprise. As you pick it up, something rattles within. You open the lid and a small snake pops out of the box, eager to bite your wrist. Discover an orcish trick. Oh, peanut brittle. Even though you are surprised, you manage to dodge them. Fight the snake. I would think our education about runes would have informed us to not open the box. Unless maybe by declicking the image, maybe that would have let us not open the box. I'm unsure. We're gonna move here and try and piercing strike down this line. Oh, he attacks sideways. He continued to attack sideways. I shoved him. No. Why do they attack to one side? How odd. Ah, is that their attack pattern? They can only attack from the side. Ah, fascinating. Oh, I guessed wrong. Quick jab. Aha. Triumph. You lose no stamina and gain 4 souls. The box has fallen to the ground during your fight with the snakes. There appears to be nothing else inside it. It must have been a practical joke made by one of the orcs. You decide to continue heading deeper into the orc barracks, leaving the empty room. The tunnel turns eastwards and then splits. We have choices. I see another door, and these doors have proved interesting, although we haven't looked at any of this stuff, have we? We currently hold a lantern, a backpack, and a rope, using a sword. We have a bio about our character, which we've read. We have our attacks, which is front attack for 2, right attack for 2, piercing strike, striking up to 2 for 2, and quick, which is lightning speed. This attack hits before the target can move. Okay, so that's what we've been seeing. All right, we have 9 gold. And our quest is to give the ruby known as the Eye of Cyclops to the Warlock. Alright. Let us turn northwards and head into this door. Further up the passage on the west wall, you see another wooden door. You listen at the door and hear the worst singing you've ever heard in your life. Investigate the hideous din. The door opens to reveal a small room. This room is dirty and unkempt. A straw mattress lies in one corner. In the far corner, a flight of steps leading out of the chamber. In the center of the room is a wooden table upon which a candle burns, lighting the room with its flickering flame. A small box rests under the table. Seated around the table are two small orcs with warty skin dressed in leather armor. They are drinking some sort of grog. By the way they are staggering to their feet on your arrival, you assume they are very drunk. They are drunk? What do you do with a drunken orc? Well, clearly... Wait, someone said happy birthday? I feel like I might be missing a bit of chat as I read. Alright, but drunk orcs. Oh, I missed that line there. I wonder if they know the whereabouts of the eye. Let's question the drunk orcs. You there, you command, pointing your sword at the orcs. I seek the eye of the Cyclops. Where can I find it? One of the orcs speaks your language. Don't know about no eye or I don't know about no eye or Cyclops. We're just of having a quiet drink. The other orc waves his mace threatening. At least it would have been threatening if he could troll it enough to work up a decent swing, which he can't. Your lips curl in disgust. You leave the orcs to their drink. Slam the door and run up the passage. The passage splits again. Let's keep heading north. You arrive at the end of a passage at a three-way split. We shall follow it west. You listen at the door and hear angry shouting from within. Well, I mean... Oh, it's the orc's birthday? Alright. Open the door and investigate. You open the door to a large room. A large chair behind a solid-looking table suggests that someone or something of ranks uses this room. Oh no, he's being disciplined. Disciplined. In not the nicest of ways. In a corner of the room stands a strange-looking orc with a warty face standing over a smaller orc. With the whip in his hand, he is beating his servant, who is whimpering beneath him. What has happened to that poor creature's hand? It looks deformed. Attack them both. Spring at the orc, hoping his servant will aid. Let us spring at the orc and hope his servant will aid. As you spring at the orc, his servant rises to his feet, picking up a hefty wooden stick and joins the melee. But to your disappointment, he attacks you. Ungrateful wretch. Thanks for nothing, trying to assist the orcish servant. Continue the fight. We shall fight the orcs. That will happen before movement, so that won't work. I have a feeling his whip... Are we pinned? I fear we're pinned. I have a feeling his whip, though, is going to be a problem. We're going to attack this. Yeah, he can attack across the table. Okay, so we cleared a path. He's going to attack. We're going to move. Okay, he smashed everything. We're going to quick jab this guy and kill him. Nice, nice. We're going to move up. He attacked sideways. We are going to attack here. Ah, we missed. We're going to move out of the way of his whip. We're going to assume he's going to attack... Move... No, he's... Ooh, I don't know what he's going to do. We're going to move back here. Ah. Can we just attack? Clash. He's a 10, I'm a 6. We roll. He high rolled. Oh, we lost by 1. We will attack again and miss. He's going to attack sideways. We will move to one side. We will attack forward. Missing. We will move forward. We will attack. Ah, no. We will move. We will attack. Ah, he moves. I think he's going to move here. I missed. I'm going to move up. I think he's going to move here. I guessed right. Haha. Clash. High roll, high roll, high roll. I won. Excellent. We're going to back up and we're going to try a piercing strike. Ooh. Yes. That worked too. If you try and move where they're standing, it will cause them to be shoved. Alright, so that was a little bit of a harder battle. You defeated the orcs. The green blood of the dead orcs smells foul as it seeps from their bodies. There is a chest nearby. You step around the corpses and decide to investigate it. It is of sturdy construction and made of strong oak and iron. It's locked. It's firmly locked. Let's try and smash it. The lock was obviously inadequate. It flies off and lands on the floor several meters away. You lift up the heavy lid and your eyes widen as you see the gold sheen coming from within. A fair number of gold pieces are inside. In one corner lies a small black bottle with a tight glass stopper containing a liquid of some kind. But as you admire this treasure, you hear a soft click and a wince of pain as a small dart shoots forward into your stomach. -3 stamina. You sink to the floor. You pull the dart out and decide to bandage the wound. This gives some relief, but you are still weak. You decide to take it easy and examine the content of the chest. There's a stash of gold pieces, and the label on the bottle shows that it is a potion of invisibility, good for 1 dose. 25! We shall take the potion. You take the potion of invisibility. What a find! This will definitely come in handy during your adventure. Let us rest. Do we want to consume provisions? We are down to 13 stamina, and we have 5. Let us just sit and rest and see how much we gain back. We gain +5. Alright, so we didn't need to use provisions. Leave the room to the north. We can't go south because I think that was already where we were. Walk straight on eastward. This has like a boss symbol on it. Let's not go there. Let's continue eastward. The passage ends at a solid wooden door with metal hinges. Listening at the door, you hear strange muffling and the clattering of what could be pots and pans. Wherever it is, whatever is in there, there are several of them. We shall go through the door. You open the door into a large room. From your education, you are positive that this is used to be the dwarven dining room. The orcs have destroyed most of the original stonework and repurposed it for their own needs. Sitting around a large table are 5 orcs busily drinking and dripping their bowls of rat gizzards soup, drinking and dribbling their bowls of rat gizzard soup. All are involved in a rowdy argument as to who will get to chew the rat bones left in the large soup cauldron, so they do not see you enter. I fought orcs before, but 3 at one time quite easily, but... Oh, I fought orcs before, 3 at one time quite easily, but 5? I think we fight them all. Taking the advantage of the fact that the orcs have not seen you yet, you dive into the fray ready to attack. Intruder, cries one of the orcs. To your feet, fools! And the remaining orcs scramble for their weapons and to attack. Ooh, big combat, big combat. Clash. Okay, he's only a 5. I've got 10. Oh, he rolled high though, and oh, he won. Okay, we're gonna try attacking here. Got him. Quick jab. Fight this guy. Clash. High roll, high roll, high roll. Oh, that's an 8. Yes, that's a high roll. Piercing. Finishing him. Excellent. He's going to move. He didn't actually do his little jiggle, so we'll attack here and we win. We're going to move back. He's going to move again. Let's try attacking this square as he follows. I figured it out. I figured it out. Lost 4 stamina, but gained 10 souls. Why did we lose so much stamina? I guess we got hit a few times. You search the bodies of the dead orcs, but find only a few teeth, nail, bone, and knives in their pockets. Leading off from this chamber are 4 doors. Ooh. I'll just go to the door to the north. The door opens in a chilly, into a chilly larder. Most of the food has been being stored here is clearly for a more inhumanable palate. However, you find enough pieces of a mold-free fruit, not too stale bread, to make up 2 meals worth of provisions. This food reminds me of some of the fare that cheaper taverns on the port Black Sand dish up. Return to the dining room. Well, let us go east. Ah, the door opens easily and you enter a human chamber. The air is thick with the smells of unpleasant things being boiled in large cauldrons that hang over being boiled in the large cauldron that hangs over a fire in the center of the room. Look around the kitchen. The creature near the large cooking pot, an obese orc cook, recognizes you immediately. Black Sand! It roars, and its little goblin assistant nearly drops its spice jar in shock. Oh dear. Help Alex of Black Sand meet an old friend. Thought you'd escape when you stole me purse into Catfish Street, eh? The cook wanders closer, using its cleaver to slice the air. It took me 4 weeks to get back to Firetop Mountain from Port Black Sand. 4 weeks! Perhaps the fresh air did you some good, you reply dryly. Pustle and me cry a few new air holes, and then me famous stew really will be famous. Its little goblin hisses a few rasp chuckles, and they get ready to fight. Or cook time. Looks like they were attacking. We're gonna quick jab this guy. Now we're gonna piercing strike. No, neither of them moved. Quick jab isn't up for a bit. We're gonna move here. And then here. We're just gonna move around for a bit and get our abilities back. No rush, no rush. He's gonna attack. We're gonna move. Okay, we killed the little orc and got 2 more souls. Did the thumbnail not update? Oh, I don't know if I can change the thumbnail now. Okay, the thumbnail will have to be wrong. I'm sorry. I thought I changed it before the stream started, but I waited to the last minute not to reveal the game, as I wanted it to be a surprise. We're gonna move here. Okay, he's attacking, so we're gonna move here. Just playing keep away at this point. He's moving somewhere. We're gonna move as well. Yeah. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting him to. Ah, I moved into it. Choices, decisions, badly made. We're trading blows. Okay. Who lost some more stamina? You defeated the orc cook. The cook dead. You briefly toy with the idea of tipping it into its own cooking pot. There is nothing in this cooking. There is nothing in the cook's kitchen that would even you would even consider eating. Tip over the pot. With a mighty kick, you tip over the pot, and grotesque contents spill out onto the floor. Some of the vile soup begins scalding the bodies of the dead orc and goblin. Unidentifiable ingredients are strewn about the floor. As you look at the soup in disgust, you notice a glint. There appears to be a shiny key within the remains of the soup. You take it. Ah, found Zaragorth's key. Leave the kitchen. Shall we take the door to the south? You enter what is quite clearly a storeroom. You spend some time searching the cupboards around the room, but find only crude bowls and plates and spoons. And then, on a dresser, you find a leather case. I'd wager this case contains a bow of some description. Open it. The case opens easily, and inside you find a magnificent bow and one silver arrow. An inscription on the case says, "The giver of sleep to those who never can." Okay. Will you take the silver bow and arrow? I shall take the silver bow and arrow. We put it in our pack. We gain +1 luck. With nothing else of interest in the room, you decide to leave. We leave the door to the west. We can only go northwards. It's interesting that you can never go backwards in this game. The passage leads into a small square dungeon chamber. There are 2 doors in the eastern wall and 2 to the west. On the opposite side of the room, another passage leading north. The first door on the right is well used, and putting your ear to the keyhole, you listen and hear a man screaming for help from inside. Before deciding what to do next, you listen at the other doors as well. From behind the second door, to the right, you hear a triumphant sound on wood. Hello? Hello? Not funny, open the door! The first door is to the left is made of solid metal. Listening at the door, you hear the sound of tortured screams coming from within. Putting your ear on to the second door to your left, you hear nothing. The Eye of Cyclops is unlikely to be in a dungeon cell, but you never know. Let's start with the one with someone asking for help. You unbolt the door and swing it open. A nauseating stench hits your nostril. Inside the room, the floor is covered with bones, rotten vegetation, and slime. A wiry-haired old man, clothed in rags, rushes at you, screaming. Well, that's a shot, isn't it? His beard is long and gray, and he's waving an old wooden chair. He is simply insane, as he appears to have some sort of has some sort of trap. Oh, he appears insane. Is he simply insane as he appears, or has this been some sort of trap? Try to shout at him and calm him down. You shout, "You are free, old man," at the top of your voice. Instantly, his rattling ceases. He stops dead in his tracks and sinks to the floor, weeping loudly. Alex of Blacksand, finally a familiar face. You have my eternal gratitude. As he gradually composes himself, he thanks you many times. Many years ago, he was an adventurer, like you, in the search of the Warlock's treasure. He was captured by the orcs and thrown into his solitary cell as a sort of pet for the creatures. This must be Aaron of Dagar that I've heard about. There have been many tales told of this great warrior. Sadly, his time in confinement has not been kind to him. You ask the man about the Eye of the Cyclops. His memory is poor after so long in isolation, but he says he has heard of such a thing. Rumor of an immense gem powering an evil construct which draws life from demonic power. I always thought it was just a superstitious rumor, though. +1 luck. Leave the filthy cell. Let's see what's going on with these tortured screams. The door is not locked and opens. The room in front of you seems to be a small torture chamber with various torture devices around the walls. In the center of the room, 2 small, hunchbacked goblins are having their fiendish way with a dwarf who is tied to a hook in the cell by his wrists. The 2 hunchbacks are poking and cutting him viciously with their swords. The dwarf lets out a final scream and falls silent, his eyes closed. His captors make disappointed noises and look around angrily at you, as if it was your fault that the dwarf had collapsed. I can't let these goblins get away with such barbaric practices. Draw your weapon and fight the creatures. The two evil creatures give a loud shriek as they rush forward to attack you. Ready your weapon. You dive into battle. Okay, watch for rattles. Okay, they both rattle, so they're gonna attack. So we're gonna move here. Aha! He did not rattle, so he's going to move. Let's attack here. There was a good chance I was gonna hit one of them. They didn't rattle, so they're gonna move again. They did rattle. But why? Where? How? Attack. Excellent. We're gonna attack here. Whew. Dealt with. We lost no stamina and gained 4 souls. You cut down the dwarf. With the last of his strength, he opens his eyes, looks at you, and then looks downwards. His eyes close again. This time he breathes his last. You gently rest the dead dwarf on the floor. Let's search the dwarf? No. Why would the dwarf that's chained to the wall have anything? Let's search the goblins. Bravely, you search the bodies of the 2 dead goblins. As you go through their pockets, you find a large piece of sweet-smelling cheese. I shall take the cheese. You take the cheese. Who knows, it might just come in handy. You decide to leave the torture chamber before you are discovered. Alright. Let us open the door with the thumping. Who's making all this racket? As you approach the door, the banging gets louder and the bolt starts to shake. Come on, Grink. Let out. Waking up. Slide back the rusty bolt and opening the door, you come face to face with a panicked-looking goblin with a horrific creature closing in behind it. Slime beast, run, squeaks the panicked goblin, lashing out at you. The toad-like slime beast joins into the fray, opening its wide mouth. It's full of long, spiky teeth. Tell me we can team together here, friend. Okay, it's shaking. But why? Where is it going to attack? Let's move. Let's attack. They're both shaking. We're gonna move. Ah! Quick jab! Got it. Okay, it's dead. Oh, you're talking about your rim world? It's attacking. We're gonna move further away. It's attacking again. Oh, I must have misread last turn. We will attack here because I just don't want to move. He's probably gonna go there. We're gonna try piercing strike. Oh, we messed up. He's gonna move, so we'll attack here. He's attacking, so we'll attack here. Quick jab. Oh wait, that happens before movement. He's moving again. He's just moving back and forth. I figured out his pattern. Got it. Lost 2 more stamina, but gained 4 more souls. Initially, it looks as though there is nothing of value in the slime beast cell. However, upon a second glance, you notice a blue candle sticking in the muck. I'll take a blue candle. Although it's an odd place for a candle, you decide to take it with you. It may come in handy in one of the darker areas of the mountain. You put it in your backpack. Finally, we open the second door on the left. Ah, I'm your hardstyle. That's pretty cool. The door is unlocked. Opening it, you find yourself at the threshold of an orc weapons store. The threshold of the orc's weapon store. A torch hangs from one wall, lighting up the small armory room stocked with swords, shields, helms, daggers, breastplates, and the like. Oh, okay. A circular iron shield with a gold crescent lies at the far end of the room. However, as you do not use a shield, it is worthless to you. Search the room. You poke around the room. The weapons are blunt and worthless. The helmets are battered and rusty. You decide to inspect the breastplate on the shelf to see if there is anything worthwhile there. You examine the breastplates and the shelf thoroughly, but there appears to be nothing of value. We leave the chamber. Exiting the dungeon, you hear the sound of water ahead of you, make out a grilled portcullis at the end of the passage. Before you reach the portcullis, you will have to cross a bridge that passes over a gully of grungling, brackish water. You suspect it may actually be a sewer, judging by the smell rising from it. Make your way towards the bridge. As you make your way towards the bridge, you pass some goblins, which appear uglier than all the creatures you've encountered so far. One of the goblins spots you. Its eyes turn wide. Black sand! Black sand! It exclaims. It begins to run towards you. Keep your weapon sheathed. The tiny creature runs up towards you and begins to hug your leg. It's pleased to see you. Black sand! Black sand! It wails with glee over and over. It seems this goblin has heard of you and become a fan. I'm getting tired of this. Let go, idiot. The goblin only grips tighter. Black sand! Black sand! You whack it on the head with your sword hilt, and the creature loosens its grip, dazed. With a final violent shake, you send the goblin off the bridge and into the sewer flow below. Oops. I'm sure that goblin will be fine. Most of them can swim. You arrive at the end of the passage, and iron portcullis. Such a great exchange. It's such a fantastic... oh, man. An iron portcullis blocks your way, and no amount of charging is going to budge it. On the wall to the right are two levers. It seems likely that these levers have something to do with the portcullis. Pull the right lever. You hear a deep rumbling noise, and the ground begins to shudder. Slowly and noisily, the portcullis rises into the ceiling. With hesitation, you walk towards the junction, listening carefully. Oh! Suddenly, a terrified young man runs into you. His white rune-embossed robes are torn and smudged with dirt. He looks at you with a panic in his eyes. I yield! Education is not worth this much danger, no matter how great the reward. You calm the young student down, and he begins to relax. My name is Ian the White, he says. I am a humble acolyte seeking entry to the School of Sorcery. You learn that he gained entry, but was deemed unworthy by the elemental masters. I wonder if this fellow knows where the eye is located. Let us ask about the school. You ask the young acolyte about the School of Sorcery. It's highly prestigious, he sniffs, and highly dangerous. Yet, there are all sorts of magic traps to keep novices out. Even then, you must meet the approval of the elemental masters. Deciding to know more, you press for information on the magical traps. Where there is the hungry doors, well, there's the hungry door just ahead, but I knew a trick to get through those. Simply say the word dinner time and they'll stop moving. Good information to know. I shall really press him. I should really press him about the eye before he runs away. Ask about the eye of the Cyclops. You ask the young acolyte if he knows the whereabouts of the jewel you seek. He becomes frightened once more when you mention the name. Yes, I know this eye you seek. It belongs to the Cyclops himself, who resides in what is left of the Dwarven Halls over to the east. Follow the passage wherever you do. Follow the passage, and whatever you do, always make sure you stay heading east. There you will find it. Okay. The young man points down the passage before pushing past you and running off. You try to catch up with him, asking for more information, but he darts under the portcullis you entered earlier. There's no point in chasing him back through there. I should continue eastward to try and find the Cyclops. Always head east. Cautiously, you creep along the passage. After a short time, you reach a fork in the path. With the path continuing northward, eastward you can see a broad stone bridge. Ooh, resting. Yes, please. So we're down quite a bit. At the fork, there is a bench, solid wood, and above the bench, the sign reads, "Rest ye here, weary." Let us consume some provisions, I suppose. You sit on the bench, because we got like 2 more from that event earlier, so we now have quite a bit. You sit down on the bench and take out a portion of provisions from your pack. Your moment of rest combined with your healthy provisions make you feel much better. Plus 10 stamina, exactly what we needed. While this rest is anticipated, I should press on quickly. Appreciated, I should press on quickly. That eye is close, I can feel it. You follow the path to the east. Soon enough, you arrive at a broad but cracked stone bridge with leads over a yawning subterranean chasm. On the other side of the bridge, you can see an archway carved to resemble a huge dwarven head. With no other option, you start to cross the bridge. No sooner have you taken a few steps than the floor begins to crumble. You break into a run to avoid the crumbling floor. We test our skill. Rolling an 8. You need a 10 or under. You rolled a score of 8. Ah, so this was the DC we had to be below. So it's a under DC in order to succeed. The paraphrasing? What did I paraphrase? You escape from the crumbling floor. You sigh with relief. You can hear the masonry crashing down far below into water. The sound vibrates around the okay. I feel like my reading started out strong and I've been stumbling lately, so we're going to take a second. We're going to recompose. You sigh with relief. You can hear the masonry crashing down far below into the water. The sound vibrates around the chamber, and you wonder what creatures have stirred in the darkness beyond. Let us look over into the darkness. You crawl into the edge and peer down into the gloom. Your ears just make out the sound of rushing water below. Somewhere far off, deep in the crevices, you suddenly hear an unearthly, wolf-like howl. Firetop Mountain seems full of strange surprises. Get up and continue onwards. The carved dwarven head looms ahead, and you marvel at its construction. The previous inhabitants of Firetop Mountain were obviously once proud of their home, as shown in this high level of artistry. The feature looks to be chiseled into the rock face in a style that could only be dwarven design. Dwarves never cease to amaze me in their skill and artistry. Enter the dwarven mouth entrance. You enter the dwarven entrance hall. It's everything you expected, lined with tall stone columns that stretch into the darkness. Intricately carved into the image of dwarven heroes of old. This stonework is incredible. I can see each beard hair. About halfway down the hall, you notice a path that leads off to the left, behind one of the statues. That heads in the opposite direction to where I need to go. Maybe I can have a quick look. Do we head westward or do we continue? Thanks for stopping in, Blaze. No, we continue towards our gem. Continue further into the hall. As you walk through the hall, you notice movement out of the corner of your eye. Something appears to be watching you. There's no time to chase strange creatures. I must find that eye. Leave the hall. You reach a junction with 3 different passages, which, with east still at the forefront of your mind, there is only one option you want to take. You continue along the passage, heading east. Soon you come across another junction. Head to the east Ahead to the east, you can see a wooden door. The other passage continues to the north. Well, the passage looks interesting. I need to push east. It looks like I'll be opening that wooden door. You head east to the wooden door. Trying it, the door opens and you enter a small room. Your eyes widen as you look around to see the walls of a room. To look around and see that the walls of the room are covered in ornate stonework, mosaics, and marble inlays, giving this room a kind of beauty you've never seen before. In the corner of the room is a large metal statue of a one-eyed creature. Its single eye is a sparkling jewel. That has to be the eye of the Cyclops. Kith did not give you any advice about how to take the eye. You could perhaps prise it out of the socket with your sword. There's nothing else in the room, and the only exit is the way you came. Try to take the jewel. You approach the statue cautiously. A scampering behind you makes you flash around, but it's only a rat. You feel at the jewel, but it's solidly placed. You try to prise it off. It's probably got to be pry. I've just never... No, pry is P-R-Y, right? Price? Prison? I don't know. You try to pry it off. As you work, you hear an ominous creaking noise. To your horror, the statue begins to move. You jump down and draw your weapon. The iron Cyclops cranes its head around towards you and steps down from its pedestal. There's only one way you're going to get your hands on that ruby. Battle the iron Cyclops. Prize? Prize. It's pronounced a prize. You draw your weapon and ready yourself for battle against this strange creature. Its ruby eye glints in the cave light as the animated statue twists its neck, searching for you. The heavy iron footsteps ring through the cave floor as it approaches slowly at first, but quickly gaining speed as it's getting used to its new body. It raises both hands, flashing its forked tongue, ready to strike. Okay, this thing is too wide. It's going to attack. We're going to move. Ooh, it attacked in a line. Fascinating. We will attack here. It attacked in a line forward. We're going to attack here. Okay, it's attacking again. We're going to move here. Dodged it. Okay, it's attacking again. Can we... I don't want to clash with this thing. This thing seems like something we should dodge around. It has a skill of 10, so we're going to be matched if we do clash. I actually never noticed this before. This seems pretty straightforward. It's attacking. It could be attacking in a line. Let's move here. No, it just attacked directly. Okay, it's moving, it looks like. Let's attack this square. Yes, because even if it moves forward, we still hit. Okay, it's now attacking forward. We need to get out from behind it. Even if we get hit... Oh, we got stunned. Okay, it's attacking again. Did it shake? I don't know if it shook. I'm going to attack. It didn't shake. Okay, it shook there. We're going to move away. Ah, I got hit by a line. Cannot attack for a round. We're going to move back. We're going to try a piercing strike. Excellent. And then we're going to try a quick jab, killing it. For plus 8 souls. Tactics. Only lost 4 stamina on that. Yeah, size is a huge disadvantage. You defeat the Iron Golem. You sit back and rest from the exhausting battle. Warily you approach the statue. The jewel glints in the light, tempting you. Kith wasn't wrong. The jewel is certainly a thing of beauty. Take the jewel. You prize the jewel from the still statue, which is surprisingly heavy in your hand. You put it in your pack. Now to deliver this lovely ruby to Zagaror. How was I pronouncing? To Zagaror? Zagrog? Zagrog. Zagrog? I was pronouncing that differently. Zagor? I'm gonna go with Zagor. I'm still not sure why I need to do this, but I have to trust Kith. Surely yet more fame and glory awaits me. I don't believe it. Claim the Eye of the Cyclops as Alex of Black Sand. Shall we examine the statue further? As you examine the statue, you notice that one of its breastplate sections is loose. When you open this, you are surprised to discover that it is empty. Well, at least you still have the jewel. Wow. Zagor? Okay. Head north. You enter another room guarded by stone statues. The statues in this room look like fearsome dwarven warriors. There are 2 exits from this room. The door to the left sounds rather quiet, while the door on the right seems to have someone talking behind it. I need to try and reach Zagor quickly. The left door sounds more inviting. Do we need to reach him quickly? I mean, I want to find out what's going on with the right door. You try the handle, it turns, and you enter the room. As you look around, you hear mischievous chatter. You swing around to see 2 goblins leering at you. Before you have time to react, the 2 creatures are upon you. Was that a treasure chest? Okay, watching. Oh, he shook. I'm going to attack. Clash. He's only skill 5. But he rolled high, but I rolled higher. Okay, I'm going to attack here. Missing. I'm going to attack here. Missing. We're going to clash. But I'm going to move here. We're going to quick jab. We're going to piercing strike. Because he can't move away. He can only move towards. We are going to attack here. But I knew he was attacking. I just didn't want to do anything. An attack here. He's moving again. Let's move to here. And then quick jab. That quick jab ability, I really like it. You defeat the goblins. A search of the room reveals nothing of value, although an old wooden box in the corner contains a wooden mallet and a stump of wood, sharpened at one end. Take the mallet and stake. Vampires. Oh man, we gotta be prepared for vampires. You retrieve the mallet and stake from the old wooden box, then store them in your pack. You might find some use for these tools as you explore deeper into the mountain. With nothing else of interest in the room, you decide to press on. I'm so glad I checked this side. Oh wait, it keeps going. You carry on through the passage and enter into another room of similar size. This room is splendidly decorated with a polished marble floor and rough walls. Very modern. There's a number of paintings hanging on the wall, and a dwarven woman is staring at them intensely, giggling madly. Her hair is unkempt, her clothes are ragged, her eyes are sunken and tired, as though she has not slept for weeks. At her feet are an assortment of strange trinkets, small bones, teeth, gold pieces, pieces of half-eaten food, and splinters of pieces of wood. Some of these objects have been placed underneath various... Master, look what Tamil has brought for you today, she mutters. Why would a dwarf be freely allowed to wander around here on her own? Speak with the dwarf. I'm interested. You ask the dwarf who she's talking to. She tries to strife fits of laughter, then bursts into a peal of shrieking laughter. Why, Tamarol is talking to the master, of course. Her eyes dart around the room as she chuckles to herself, and then she nods. The master is always here. Here, there, everywhere. You ask who the master is. Suddenly, the giggling stops. The voice comes out of Tamarol's mouth is no longer her own, but that of a deep baritone of a man. Alex of Black Sand, it sneers, the great hero of the Battle of Grey Rock, come to slay the terrifying Warlock of Firetop Mountain. You realize that Tamil has been possessed and sent utterly mad. This poor dwarf is possessed, most likely the Warlock. Poor Tomoel collapses to the ground, and you find yourself dragged by some demonic force towards one of the paintings that of Zagor himself. Find a weapon in your pack to fight the Warlock's power. Which of the weapons will you try against the gaze of the painting? Well. What are we thinking, folks? I hit the mic, sorry. Do we throw cheese at the painting? Do we plunge a wooden stake into it? Do we hold the jewel in front of the painting? What do we do? I think we hold the jewel up in front of the painting. Clearly the best option is cheese. Okay. You guys have spoken, it seems. We throw cheese at the painting. The cheese hits the portrait and bounces off. You hear evil laughter coming from the walls, and you realize the Warlock is mocking you. Did we lose our cheese? Yeah, we lost our cheese. That was incredibly dumb, and I love it. You leave the unnerving room full of paintings, and the poor crazed dwarf. Just up the passage, there's a small alcove in the rock. Oh, a place to rest. Why, yes, I'd love to rest. Let us sit and gain 5 stamina. Head northwards. Oh, wait. Before long, you arrive at another junction, branching off to the east and west. Well, I see a door. Let's head west to the door, shall we? Ooh, the passage ends at a stairwell. At the top you find yet another wooden door, this time a small one with a carved bone handle. You listen, but hear nothing from inside. You try the handle and it opens into a room with a sandy floor. You hear the sound of fast-flowing water. In one corner of the room is a pile of rubble, mainly stone and dust. There are 2 odd-shaped pieces of wood and a length of rope. A door in the north wall leads on. Well, I think we shall study the length of rope. You pick up the rope. It looks normal. In fact, it looks as if it might be quite useful. You open your pack and put it in. Suddenly, it comes alive in your fingers. Snakes up quickly up your arm and attempts to wrap itself around your neck. Ooh, you need to act fast to get it off. We have a luck of 8. And we got a 3. You need an 8, and you score a 3. You cut the rope with your weapon. As the rope tightens around you, you squirm and struggle to reach for your weapon. Quickly, but carefully, you slice the rope and it falls to the ground, still twitching as though alive. The enchanted rope is finally disposed of. There appears to be magic littered throughout Firetop Mountain. Either Zagor is careless, or he's up to something. Leave through the door to the north. The passage leads you northwards. The rocky floor becomes sandy until eventually you are walking on a coarse sand. You notice the passage is widening. Ahead of you, you hear a flowing river. I've heard about this river. Who knows what lies in it? You continue until you find yourself in a large cavern throughout which a river flows. Head towards the riverbank. You are on the south side of the underground river, facing across a bridge, across Across its black depths, there appears to be 4 ways across. To your left, a rusted bell bears the sign, Ferry Service, 2 gold pieces, please ring. That sounds terrifying, because if anyone remembers their Greek mythology, you would use 2 gold pieces to get across the river Styx to get to the underworld. So don't know if I want to go to the underworld today. There is also a small raft in front of you on the bank with a long stick resting beside it, which you could use to punt across the river. A rickety old bridge also crosses the water to your right. It winds its way into the darkness of the cavern. Not sure who would use a ferry down here, but maybe that's my best option. Not sure I trust that bridge. Ooh, I don't. Oh, I was gonna say, what's the 4th option? Decide to swim. I mean, we have high skill and stamina. We also have a lot of gold, though, right? We have 34 gold. We could gold it up. I think we go to Hades. The bell gives you a dull clang, and after a few moments out of the darkness, you see a withered old man rowing a small boat. He rows slowly across to you, mooring the boat, and limps towards you. Ooh! Options! Ooh! Ooh. Well... I gotta know. I have to. Do I want to trade a potion of invisibility for a boat? Yeah. It could be a boat. Could be anything. It could even be a boat. Quickly, you drink the potion of invisibility, and the ferryman's eyes nearly pop out of his head. You vanish before his eyes, and all he can do is gasp in surprise. Seizing the opportunity, you run past the ferryman, pushing him over. He lands face first on the sandy bank. You dive into the boat, grabbing the oars, and begin to row. The old man is furious. Hey, you! Come back here with my boat, or you'll regret it. You ignore his idle threats, as you are far beyond his reach. You can't be sure, but the old man seems to be growing in size and stature, but it might just be your eyes playing tricks on you. As you reach the north end of the bank, you feel a strange tingling as the potion of invisibility wears off. Having reached the other side of the bank, you have no need for the boat anymore. Get off the boat. You are now standing on the north bank of a large underground cavern. The most striking thing is a massive structure to the north, built into the cave wall itself. It's emanating a feeling of dread as it looms over the riverbank. To the right of the huge statue is a smaller, but still imposing building in the cave wall. Directly to the east of the wooden building near the bridge, a half-finished wooden boat lies nearby as though in progress. Ooh. Well, well, well. Interesting indeed. Let's explore the shack. Oh, we can zoom out. That's cool. Hey, look, there's the ferryman's boat. Okay, so we have... This is probably the shack. This is probably the wooden house, and that's probably the smaller structure. Let's try the shack. You walk across the sandy riverbank leading to the nearby shack. There is a door leading into the shack which seems to be unlocked. Go through the door. You are in a small, foul-smelling room. You notice two doors, one to the west and one behind you to the south. The furniture in the room is sparse and made mostly from bits of old boat. There appears to be nothing of value in the room. An old man in ragged clothes is slumped to sleep on the bench made from half a rowing boat, snoring. He also has a dog. Next to him is a vicious-looking brown dog with red eyes and black teeth, which you have awoken and that is now eyeing you suspiciously. A deep growl is coming from its throat. Bang on the door to wake the old man. The old man's eyes flutter open. He sees you and grabs for a half oar lying on by... Okay. Read slower. I don't need to be reading this fast. He sees you, grabs for a half oar lying by his bench. You tell him you mean him no harm, but he remains on guard and his eyes you cautiously. Although he looks harmless enough, his dog could be dangerous. The man's boots are undone. Tell him his boots are undone. That seems like a nice thing to do. The old man thanks you and rather sheepishly ties his boots. You explain that you mean no harm and he calms down, calling off his dog, I assume. Made you look, becomes friend with the old man in the shack. This area is the only passage through to the inner chamber. Some years ago, the river swelled after a particularly severe spring thaw and cut off supplies from the outside world. All the area's inhabitants starved to death, but the master realized he needed to defend defenses against the outside world, put a curse on the area. The last remaining creature became the undead, now guarding the passage through. He starts to inquire about you. Tell him you're on a quest. When you begin to talk, he becomes angry and bids you be gone. He's had nothing to do with adventurers. His dog senses his anger and snarls mercilessly. I feel like we've gotten what we needed to, potentially. I mean, we didn't really get anything. No, let's try and pacify him. As you attempt to calm him down, you only succeed in making him angrier. Traitor, he shouts. The old man shouts a command at the dog, and it's ready to attack. The dog springs as you move. Its hideous black teeth are coming straight for your throat. 2 meters from you, a blast of fire shoots from its mouth, right at your face. Oh man! It's a fire dog. Fire dog. Ah, I rolled a 6. You dive out of the way in time. Instinctually, you drive out of the way and the jet of fire streams towards you. You feel a blast of heat as you narrowly avoid the flames. Before the beast has a chance to react, you take it by surprise and attack it with every ounce of your strength. The creature gives an unearthly howl as you do so and then slumps to the ground. Its body crumbles to ash. The old man is furious at you killing his pet. You monster! Now you shall meet a real one! His eyes turn white with anger. He slowly rises from his seat and as he stands, he appears to gain in size and stature. He is changing right in front of your eyes. He sprouts hair on his face and forearms. His nose lengthens and becomes a dog-like. His teeth are pointed. He's a werewolf and he advances towards you. Okay, he's not attacking, so we shall attack as he moves. Oh. I'm not seeing any kind of indication of his attacks. Or his movement. He has pressing. What does pressing mean? It was a draw? Well, this is terrifying. He would seem to be moving away, it seems. We can get a quick jab in. Piercing. Attack? No, wait. Attack here. Whew, nailed that one. 4 souls from the werewolf. Okay, lost no stamina. With a sigh of relief, you lean against the shack wall. You have defeated the werewolf. +1 luck. Oh. Take the boathouse key. You take the key and put it in your pack. The only other door nearby is leading to what seems to be a lardery. Open the lardery. You open the door to find the werewolf's lardery, a mysterious collection of bones and decayed meat. The smell is nauseating, although a jar of pickled eggs seems to offer a fairly palatable food. I'll take the pickled eggs. Eagerly, you take one of the pickled eggs and bite into it without a second thought. Then you gag and spit it out in disgust. The eggs are just as vile as everything in this horrid lardery. Unfortunately, you've already swollen some of the egg. -1 luck. With nothing else of interest in the werewolf's shack, you decide to leave. So now we actually need the plus luck. Let's go to the smaller structure. I feel like exploring this beach and all its stuff. You follow the faint sandy path leading to the imposing building in the cave wall. While not as large as the building to the north, it's nonetheless magnificently grand. It towers above you and you cannot help but wonder how on Titan the thing was built. At the top of the steps is a heavy stone door that seems very solid. Try and open the door. Oh, it opens. Heaving open the door, it grinds against the floor in protest. Entering, you find yourself in an opulently decorated room. You are overwhelmed by the sight of thousands upon thousands of bottles lining the shelves of the room. Finely carved furniture is placed strategically around the chamber. Waiting for you inside is a tall woman wearing a long dark gown and a spiked crown. Welcome, Alex of Blacksand. I am Oran, the Soul Keeper. You don't know me, or maybe you do. I can never remember, but rest assured, your player does. Do not be alarmed, I am here to help you. It's almost as if she's suggesting I have some sort of unknown force controlling me. What folly! What folly indeed. Ooh, we can purchase and sell things. Ooh. Let's ask about the Dominion of the Dead. What can you tell me about the Dominion of the Dead? You ask the Soul Keeper. She pauses for a moment. Her face remains expressionless and without emotion. A place cursed by Zagor, created to provide an army of relentless souls, each of which has will endlessly guard his inner sanctum. I find it to be a useful location to be near, considering my line of work. However, I am not without my own protection. Many so-called heroes have become nothing more than tortured spirits to guard the Warlock's treasure. I would advise you to prepare. Let's purchase. Ooh, maze jumper. Interesting. Very interesting. Tell me about something else. Sell something. Well, we can't sell anything. Let's inquire about the Warlock's treasure. Zagor is rumored to have a hoard of treasure. Do you know anything about it? You ask Orena. She raises an eyebrow quizzically, then answers. Yes, of course. The Warlock guards his treasure well. It is kept under lock and key within a magical treasure chest. He never kept the 3 keys with him, instead choosing to cast a spell on them. Each key is securely guarded and changes position within the mountain each time someone enters. The more keys used to open the chest, the greater the reward within. Unfortunately, I have not seen any of the keys on my travels. Perhaps you speak to me again when you make another journey through the mountain. Huh, interesting. Okay. So we should probably purchase something. We can't get the maze jumper, but another potion of invisibility seems strong to me. It is the most expensive thing, and we'll use most of our gold. So we shall buy that. And we will bid the Soul Keeper goodbye. Goodbye, Alexander. Oh, you bid the Soul Keeper goodbye. Her presence makes you somewhat uneasy, and you are eager to leave. Goodbye, Alex of Black Sand, she says. I know we shall meet again, if not during this adventure, then during your next one. Not understanding what she means, you leave for the large structure set in the cave wall. I mean, you really can't. Let's head to the wooden building near the pier. You head towards the wooden building. The only means of entry appears to be a solid-looking wooden door. A sign above the door reads Boathouse. The door is firmly locked, with a small barred window allows you to look inside. You see a number of skeletons working on building a boat of some sort. That's terrifying. Well, they move in a series of quick, jerky actions, rather insect-like. Use the boat key. The key fits into the lock and opens the door. This is clearly a large boathouse. Various boats are lying around in different stages of construction. Apart from the door behind you, there is another in the north wall. Enter the boathouse. Hey skeletons, what's up? As you enter, the skeletons stop their work and crane their bony necks around to look at you. They pick up planks of wood and hammer and advance towards you. There are 5 of them. Is now the time to use the potion we just gathered? Perhaps, perhaps. Perhaps indeed. Five skeletons sounds pretty hard. I mean, we do have 18 stamina. You think we should talk to them? Well, there goes stuff. All right. All right. Let's talk to the skeletons. Okay. You decide to talk to the skeletons? Well, we have options. I'm going to tell them who we are. Let's be truthful. You introduce yourself. I am Alex of Black Sand, you say. I come in search of... The Alex of Black Sand, one of the skeleton interrupts. The warrior of Warpstone, the killer of Calamari, the cat... Subtle... Stop gushing. I saw her first. Can you sign my humorous? Well, I really wish there was just a sign. That, like, why can't Alex just sign the humorous? I mean, that seems like a nice enough thing to do. Maybe etch it in with her sword. I mean, come on. I don't know what these mean. Does this mean leave the room or fight them? Escape from the skeletons. You attempt to push away from the skeleton's bony finger. You struggle to escape and reach the exit. Hey, where do you think you're going? You still haven't signed my humorous. You struggle to escape from the group of skeletons who are beginning to overwhelm you. Test your luck, which is now 7. Oh no! And we got 8. You struggle to escape but fail. Typical celebrity, one of the skeletons shouts as you break free. No time for commoners. You ruined my perception of heroes forever. The skeletons advance, forcing you back to the door. One takes the lead with the other 4 quickly behind. Clash. Oh wow, really? Oh, they're guarding. Why are they guarding? Oh, one of them's huge. Oh, piercing strike isn't up yet. Quick jab. Oh shoot, I didn't realize this one didn't die. Man, these things, they're hefty. Guarded. Clash. Okay, this one has a 7. High roll, high roll. Not for him. Okay, come on. We guarded. Clash. High roll. Ah, just barely. Okay, got that one. Piercing strike. Clashing. Ooh. Oh, guarded. Quick jab. Okay, okay. High roll, high roll. That's not a high roll. Draw. Nothing happens. Okay, hitting that one. Can't hit that. All right, we'll attack here. Oh, we missed. Oh, piercing strike. Clashing. Still winning because we're great. Ooh. We lost 8 stamina but gained 20 souls. That was a fight. You step over the bones on the floor to take a closer look at the boathouse. You pick up and study a few tools scattered around. Hammers, nails, chisels, and the like, but they appear very ordinary. You hear a banging sound coming from beyond the north door and have time for one further search before you must react. That was a pretty solid fight. That was actually probably one of the hardest fights we've done so far. And you were right. I totally went to my Legend of Grimrock strat. Get in the corner so they can't attack me. It works every time. Well, most of the time. Sometimes. It works occasionally. All right, look through the doors or check the tools. Let's check the tools. You look through the tools and come across a mallet and a wooden stake. Let's take another, maybe we'll find multiple vampires. Okay. As you do, you hear noises from the northern door. You best leave before you get caught. Maybe there'll be multiple vampires we need to kill. Who knows? I thought about that too when I saw tools. I was like, it'll probably be another like mallet and stake, but yeah, we're down to 6 luck. You walk across the sand to the massive structure. A set of stones lead up towards its structure itself. Near the steps, a path leads west to a tower upwards on the side of the main structure. Let's head to the tower first, folks. Tower sounds better. You decide to walk westward and reach the tower. The sandy path continues until you reach some steps that lead upwards. Just as you're about to climb the steps, you suddenly feel angry about being here within this Firetop mountain chasing some vague quest. I should have killed Kith when he suggested he send me on this awful quest. I really want to leave this place. Something strange seems to be happening to you. It seems to be getting worse. You're angry and furious. Frustration increases. This place is affecting you somehow. Luck -1. Climb the steps towards the tower. Ooh. Walk towards the light. You walk towards the opening, and before you know it, you stumble upon a set of spiral stairs. The stairs are cracked and old, and do not seem to be held up by any supporting structure. Your thoughts are starting to become darker and more sinister. I can't shake the feeling that I need to hit someone or something very hard. Climb the stairs? You climb the stairs, which seem to go on forever. Step by step, you climb further up the dank tower. It's a pretty dank tower, yo. Until you reach a alcove where you catch your breath. Suddenly, a raspy voice makes you jump in shock. Hello, kind stranger. Do you have a moment to spare for a hungry beggar? Any kind of food will do. The gaunt, tired man with sunken eyes and scraggly hair is staring at you expectantly. Pathetic creature should die. What am I thinking? Must control my thoughts. Oh, we now have a luck of 4. That's gonna be nope. Refuse to give him anything. You shake your head and refuse. The beggar is clearly upset. He begins to grow angry, and something about him seems strange. His teeth become sharp and pointed as he snarls. As hair covers his face and arms, he grows taller before your eyes. Now 2 meters tall, his face forms into a rat-like snout. He's covered in hair. His hands have become sharp claws. He transforms into a were-rat and begins to advance towards you. Suddenly, you stop panting. Although he stops panting. Although he was transformed, the were-rat is still as gaunt as he was in his human form. Transformation has exhausted him, and he slumps to the ground, tired. How dare he attack me in a rat form? He must surely die. No! Put him out of his misery. Without hesitation or remorse, you draw your weapon and end the pitiful creature's life. The amatic man does not even put up a struggle and crumples to the ground in a heap. You rifle through the beggar's meager possessions and find nothing of value. It seems the only thing that he owned was his life, and you have taken that away. You turn away without a second glance and head towards the stairs upwards. You continue up the staircase, which seems to have no end. The stone-crumbled masonry causes you to slip many times, nearly causing you to tumble away down the tower. Thankfully, you are able to right yourself. You stop and rest at a crumbling alcove. A daunting statue of an imposing warrior looms over you. They stand stern but proud, sword planted into the ground. It feels as though the statue is on guard, warding off the dominion of the dead's evil spirits. I'm still struggling to control my thoughts. A rage is taking over me. Test my luck. Luck of 2. Snake eyes, right? Definitely no. Kick the statue. You give the statue a vicious kick. Now you have a sore foot. You hop around in agony from the pain of kicking a statue made of solid stone. -2 stam. Despite the pain, that feeling of rage and anger seems to have subsided. I feel like my old self again. Continuing up the stairs. With a grand total of 1 luck. Ooh, what's that? You follow the steps further up the tower. Soon you notice an eerie blue emanating from the further up the stairs. As you get closer, the light becomes more intense. You reach the source of the light. Set in the stone is eerie, spidery writing. Each letter gives off an intense blue glow, and the word seems to slightly shift as you look at them, giving you a slight headache. Read the inscription. You try to focus on the arcane words, clear your throat, and read them. Mid-turn, Lun-twin, Lun-mid, Ragus. Suddenly, you reel back in pain. Your mouth tastes of copper. Your head feels as though it's full of cotton wool. You try in vain to focus, but it's no use. The words you read must have been some sort of curse. -1 skill. Feeling hazy and dim-witted, you nonetheless press on. Fantastic. You continue to climb further up the stairs. You pass a crack in the wall, oozing an unpleasant smelling slime. The goo is slowly forming a pool on the floor. Suddenly, there is a rumbling sound. There's an explosion of brick and masonry as hideous slime worms burst out of the wall. You count 3 of them as they wither towards you. The horrific beasts, long dead, have been reanimated by the slime itself. The creatures snake towards you with frightening speed. Slime worm surprise! Ugh. These things look terrifying. They hit each other. He shook, which means he's attacking, so we're gonna clash him. High roll. Yes, clash 1. Clash again. Excellent. We're gonna move. We're gonna move again. Quick jab. Move. Move. Oh, he figured my plan. I figured out his, though. Just gonna attack it dead on. Aha! He backed right into my quick jab. Awesome. Gained 15 souls, lost 2 stamina. The slime worms roar in pain, then crash it to the ground. There are a few voluntary twitches, and then it lies still. The slime slowly begins to ooze off the dead creatures and begin to head towards you. You decide to quickly continue up the steps before sharing the same fate as the slime worms. On top of the staircase, a junction to the path leads east and west. Just before the bend is a signpost which reads "Under construction." The passage leading west is the beginning of a stairway leading downwards. Only 3 steps have been built so far. A number of shovels, picks, and other tools are lying on the ground by the steps. But as you turn the corner, they suddenly flurry into action and begin to work on the steps. You are now watching the various tools dig and hammer as if being hauled by invisible workers. A humming chant becomes louder and you recognize it as hee ho, it's off to work we go. As you're standing watching, you start to chuckle. The scene is quite amusing. After all the sights I've seen recently, this has to be the most ridiculous. Rest your legs and watch the tools for a while. You sit and watch and even manage to chat to some of the magical tools. Plus 2 stamina. Not only have the rest improve your vitality, but the magic from the tools seem to have healed the aches and pains you've sustained on your journey. Plus 1 skill. While nowhere else to go, you turn back to the passage, following it east. Well, it wasn't a bench, but it certainly helped. You walk down the passage, and after some time, you come to a portcullis inserted in the wall on the right. Looking through, you can see steps leading down to the darkness. No, we continue east. I think that's back towards the alternate direction we could have taken. Following the path, you discover a bench which you'll be able to rest. A set of stairs leading towards a strange light that can be seen coming from up the corridor. Sit and rest on the bench. And also consume some rations. So we will gain 10 and put us back up to 18. Now we will follow the steps upwards. Stepping into a tall, pillared room, you are stunned by its centerpiece. In the middle of the room stands a large, intricate glass globe. Inside the globe appears to be a complex maze, constantly whirling and rotating. As you look closer, there seem to be tiny figures inside the maze. That's very impressive. The intricate detail are mind-blowing. The maze seems to get larger before your eyes, and an intense light suddenly begins to shine before you know what's happening. The dazzling light has completely overwhelmed you. You feel dizzy and collapse to the floor, falling unconscious. The bright light that surrounded you fades, and you appear in a square room paved with strange purple flagstones. You feel lightheaded and highly disoriented. Bizarre crystalline structures surround you, and you have a distinct feeling that you are now somewhere within the globe you encountered. Many of the items around you match the features you saw on the globe. Shaking off your disorientation, you decide to take a look around. We are close to the 2-hour mark, aren't we? I just noticed some of you guys cheered in chat. Interesting. Interesting. Sorry, we are getting close to the 2-hour mark, so we will have to stop, although I imagine we can continue at a later time, but for now, let's investigate the pillth. The pillth? The small crystal pillth is about the size of a dwarf, and it's sparkling with an ethereal quality. It looks as though the pillth holds 3 crystal rods inserted into the circular slots. One of the slots already has a rod sitting proudly from it. Well, let's try and remove the crystal rod. The rod is icy cold to the touch, and your hand slides across its surface. There is no way to get a grip to apply your strength. Alright, well, let's go up the stairs. As you step towards the archway to find the stairs, you feel a searing pain in your mind. It feels like someone is stabbing a red-hot poker into your skull. You stagger backwards, clutching your head. -3 stam. You know better than to attempt that again. The only exit out of this room seems to be the archway. You come across a crossroads which leads off in all directions. You're surrounded on sides by strange crystalline shapes that appear dotted around this strange place. In the center of the crossroads, hangs from a rope, is a small cage. There's a goblin sitting in the cage with its legs dangling through the bars. Strangely, it looks though the rope is not being held up by anything and disappears into the darkness above. You also notice a metal box on the ground directly below the cage. Talk to the goblin. You look up towards the cage. The goblin begins humming some kind of tune. This creature either cannot hold a note, or this is the worst tune you've ever heard. How did you get up there? It's my shift to sit in the cage and hold this crystal thing. Ain't much fun, I can tell ya. Sat here an hour after hour waiting for next sucker to venture into the master's maze. Pausing for a moment, the goblin is clearly thinking hard. I think the others keep making it my shift, you know? They're jealous because I'm smarter than they. This only raises more questions, but you hold your tongue. Ask the goblin how the cage is lowered. You need to find some kind of thing to slot into the box down there. It'll be something on this level. Examine the box. You bend on one knee and examine the box. It's fixed in the purple paving on the floor. That has a carving hole in it with a small notch carved on top of it. It looks as though something could be slotted into it. Perhaps this will lower the cage. If you don't have it, it's a thing you need. Have a bit of a wander, the goblin shouts from above. Let's go north. The pathway enters a small room and continues at the far side through a large archway. As you walk into the room, the ground beneath your feet begins to shake. From either side of you, 4 large ghostly white hands looms out of the darkness. You are in danger of being trapped by ghostly hands. Run towards the archway. As you run through the gap between the rapidly encroaching hands, you feel their impending icy coldness. Just as it appears they are about to grab you, they stop. As you stand there in shock, they suddenly fade away into small wisps of smoke. From somewhere in the distance, you hear a laugh which echoes around you. Someone is enjoying your discomfort. Exit now leads north and south. Go north. The corridor feels quite claustrophobic. You see a cluster of crystalline objects ahead and realize you have hit a dead end. The only option is to go back south. How are we doing on time now? Yeah, we're at about 5 minutes left. Well, I think this is pretty much going to be it. We'll wander around a little bit more, but this is going to be the end of this stream. Did you guys enjoy this one, I should ask? I saw people coming and going throughout the stream. It seems like most of the regulars are around. I just thought I'd ask. Was this something you guys would like to see again? Sounds like yes from Amorphous. Okay. I mean, that's fair, Rob. I mean, I'm not saying we're gonna switch out this for basically all of those. Like, I'm not saying we're gonna replace RimWorld or FTL with this. let's run. Oh. Wow. Okay. We didn't get to run from these. We had to fight them. Ghostly hands. I think it's an interesting D&D type experience with these little figures and stuff. I enjoy it. For sure. High roll, high roll. Clash 1. Ah, I missed. Got it. Quick jab. Piercing strike. Clashing. Excellent. Victorious. Ah, good. Lost 8 stamina, gained 24 souls. The small room is now eerily silent. You decide the best course of action to push forward. We shall go east. We're not finding anything else, though. We do have 3 resurrection stones, though. Don't keep that in mind. So if we die, we can use this. Let's go north. And let's go east. I'm going to switch over to this view, though. Okay. Go south. Oh, hello. Following the passage, you open a door leading to a small square room. Your eyes are immediately drawn to a large bowl filled to the brim with gold pieces. You spot a large clay vase. Examine the room. Exploring the room, you shift through the broken pottery and other debris. Suddenly, you hear a heavy snouting sound behind you and quickly turn around. A muscular beast emerges from the shadows. From the neck down, it's a man-like with powerful muscular muscles flexing and having its broad chest take deep, heavy breaths. Easily as tall as yourself, this creature has a head of a raging bull. Oh, it's a Minotaur. Minotaur's huge red eyes glare furiously with a bellow. It lowers 2 sharp horns towards you and charges. Fight the Minotaur! Oh, this is a boss fight with 2 stamina. Excellent. So we're going to be using that resurrection stone, it looks like. What an excellent way to end the stream. Just like that. Alright, we stepped in front of it. Oh dear, it looks like the mountain has claimed yet another victim. Yes, I would like my hero to be resurrected. And that will return us to this spot here. You fall unconscious. Okay. How do we leave this game? If we return to the main menu, I assume it will save our progress. I really hope so. There doesn't seem to be any kind of save functionality. I mean, there's no... That's the settings, right? So settings are settings. So we've used some resurrection stones. There's nothing in here to change. That's just that. All right. Faith. Okay, there's a resume game button, which takes us back into the exact moment we left off. Okay. Cool. So that's going to be it for the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. We'll probably check back with this at some point. Maybe not next week, maybe the week after if I find time again to throw in an extra stream. We might try and come back to this. I don't know. I enjoyed this. I had a ton of time reading. Definitely need to slow down and pronunciate, or just at least try and make sure that I'm not paraphrasing because I'm just skimming. We'll probably do Legend of Grimrock Friday, and then FTL the weekend is my current plan of attack, but we'll see how things go. I'll keep you guys informed in Discord, as always. Thanks for everyone who's been watching. Much appreciated. everyone have a good night. And thanks for dropping in on this surprise stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. For now, though, this will be Tolhi signing out. Later, guys.